It took me 36 years to open up my first comic book, but ever since that day, I've been uncaged. That's me you see talking there in front of my wall of black comics. It all started when my family packed up and moved from Oklahoma to the state of Washington. That's when I stumbled into I Like Comics, the first comic book shop I had ever been into, and everything I thought I knew about comics was completely turned around. I found black people in the comic shop, as well as black faces on the pages and even on the covers. Not only am I new to comics, I'm also new to documentary making. I didn't know what to ask everyone, so I started with a simple question. Name some black comic book characters.
Let's first of all start off with anything I say about black characters is being said by a middle-aged white guy. So I'm not going to say I'm really the best one to answer these questions, but...
Black Panther,
Luke Cage,
Miles Morales,
Black Lightning,
Falcon.
I always like Green Lantern a lot.
There weren't many, so I'd probably have to say Storm.
What about Storm?
Yeah, it's slipping.
Boy, I don't even think DC had a black character until the early 70s. I might be wrong on this, I'm just off the top of my head, but I think John Stewart, the Green Lantern, was the first one. And I don't think he appeared in Green Lantern 87 until 1971 or 72.
I might have been into comics more when I was younger than what I was. As a parent that wants their kids to be into comics, to be able to introduce them to comics where the characters are black and look like them is a plus. It's actually preferred. So
I think as a black man, like we're often seen as these violent threats pretty consistently, especially with mainstream media. So anything to kind of subvert that narrative, I think would be important.
I'm seeing a lot more women of color in comics, mostly as side characters, black women, I'm talking to black women specifically. But I noticed that like the texture of their hair isn't quite right, or they're still just kind of hypersexualized, or they don't have anything important to say.
I feel that they're fetishized in a way that other sexualized characters aren't. They're still seen as exotic and different, and there's usually like there's the connection with them being stereotypically black.
In my search for comics, I ran across this comic, and I just want your actual kind of just raw reaction to it.
Oof. No, you can't do that.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh no. No.
It's triggering.
Nooses are very triggering. Nooses are very, very triggering for a lot of people in the black community.
You got a black man with a noose around him. And that image just is too shameful a part of our past.
And we're just coming off of the young man in St. Louis that whose mother found him hanging in a tree in their backyard. So to see this
is so sad. It makes me want to cry. I don't understand why. Okay, I do understand how this actually got published.
It feels like lazy storytelling, lazy writing, pandering to a very subset audience.
It's just, that's too much of an image.
I don't need everything to be black. it would be cool to kind of see a parallel with what our daily struggle is as Black people now, but there to actually be actual progress. Whereas in our situation, in reality, we're seeing it, but it's not as fast as we would prefer. So it would be cool to see comic books that kind of paint a picture of hope for us in reality. Like, yeah, this is hard now, but there's a good outcome at the end to all of this.
We're seeing more. We're seeing right now the smartest person in the Marvel universe, 10-year-old Black girl, Moon Girl. We're seeing multiple Black Panther titles out there, written by an amazing writer, Ta-Nehisi Coates, a Pulitzer Prize winner. Keep doing that. Don't give in to the whole Comicsgate movement, the people that are saying that comic characters need to stay the way they've always been.
This is just the start. After going to my first Comic-Con and talking to all my new friends, I've learned so much, but I've got even more questions. Like, why weren't there any comic book shops in my neighborhood growing up? What's up with Black people in cosplay? I wonder what the real story is behind Milestone Comics. And who are the Comicsgate people hating on diversity in comics? Like I said, this journey just began, so join me as I get uncaged, answering all these questions and much more.
Wow.